Hi friends, welcome to a new video of Daily Tips. Today's video will help you to figure out the amount of saving that you should make to buy your dream car or home 5 years down the line. There is an Excel function to compute the same. The Excel function is PMT, which we have used for calculating the loan EMI. In that case, we utilize the function to compute the loan EMI, but here with a slight change, we are using that function for computing the saving that you should make every month to make a sum so that you can grab your dreams. We are very much familiar with EMI and there are plenty of tools available online to calculate the EMI. But all those EMI correspond to the loan EMI. No tool is available to compute the amount of saving you should make every month to create a sum of amount in a future date. Say 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. So, calculating this EMI, savings EMI is pretty easy by using the Excel function PMT. This is an Excel inbuilt function. Before going to the details of the function, let me give a description of EMI. The EMI is dependent on multiple factors. So the first factor is the amount that you want to create at the end of the time. So if you want to buy a car that costs you around 10 lakh rupees, so that definitely will impact your savings EMI. So the next factor that affect your EMI will be rate of interest or the rate at which we are calculating or we are compounding the savings. Third factor is the tenor of your savings. So by when you are planning to create this big amount. And the final factor is monthly or annual vesting period, which means are we saving monthly or annually. So now let us check the Excel function and an example scenario in detail. Now let us check the function PMT. So PMT function takes 5 input values and the input values are rate, NPER, PV, FV and type. FV and type are indicated inside a square bracket, which means these two values are optional, not mandatory. The first three input values, that is rate, NPER, PV, are the mandatory input values. Now let us check what does each of these input value mean. Rate is the interest rate or compounding rate. In the case of calculation of loan EMI, it is treated as the interest rate of the loan, and in case of savings EMI calculation, this rate is treated as the compounding rate of the savings. The next input value is NPER, that means the total number of payments. In case of loan, it is the loan payments, loan EMI, and in case of saving, it is the total number of saving payments. So the next input value is PV. It is nothing but the present value or the total amount that a series of future payment is worth now, also known as the principal. So in this case, PV will be 0 as we are not receiving any amount at present, but we are planning to receive the amount at a future date. The next input value is FV, which means the future value or a cash balance you want to attain after the last payment is made. So in case of a loan EMI calculation, FV will be 0, but in this case, FV will be the amount that we are planning to accrue at the end of our saving period. The last input value is type, it indicates when payments are due. It can take two values, 0 or 1. 0 indicates the payment is due at the end of the month, and 1 indicates the payment is due at the beginning of the month. Now let us check an example scenario. We can see over here the prevailing annual interest rate or the compounding rate is 12%. So it is the annual interest rate. We are planning to save for 5 years. At the end of the 5th year, we are planning to accrue the big sum and we are planning to buy our dream car or home. Now we want to give one more input, that is the amount that we are planning to accrue at the end of our savings period. So in this case, I am planning to accrue rupees 10 lakh at the end of 5th year. So every month I am planning to pay the saving amount to the bank. So for 5 years, every month, the total number of payments will be 5 multiplied by 12, which is equal to 60. Now we can use the PMT function and populate the values to the PMT function to compute the monthly saving. So the rate, as we are planning to save every month, we should give the monthly compounding rate instead of annual interest rate. So 12 divided by 12 months will give you 1%. That means 0.01. So the monthly interest rate, that is monthly compound rate, will be 0.01. Total number of payments will be 60. PV is 0 as we are not receiving any amount at present, and we have to give this value since it is a mandatory field. Now we are giving the FP. We will receive 10 lakh rupees at the end of 5th period. So how much should be the monthly saving? Close the bracket and press enter. Excel will provide you the amount that you should save every month to get a sum of 10 lakh at the end of 5th year. So let us check the amount. It is 12,244 rupees. So if you save 12,244 rupees every month, you will get an accrued amount of 10 lakh rupees at the end of 5th year. We can calculate from our side how much amount is going actually. So 60 multiplied by 12,244 will give you the actual amount of outflow. So it is 7 lakh 34 and 666 rupees, but due to the interest and all, at the end of the 5th year it will accrue to 10 lakh rupees. So we have seen that we have given 10 lakh rupee as a future value. For 10 lakh rupee, we should save 12,244 rupees every month. Friends, please note that this amount 12,244 rupees is applicable only if the annual compounding rate is 12%. If the bank rate is less than that, obviously the saving amount should be greater. And you can see that the sign of this 12,244 rupees is negative. it implies that we have to deposit that amount every month. So it is a cash outflow, and you can see that the 10 lakh rupees sign is positive. That means that is a receipt of amount 10 lakh at the end of the future date. Guys, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share it with your friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you friends. Bye.